Look at that. That is so friggin' cool. Can't believe that. Look at that. Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a great day. I'm Mighty Mapper123 and welcome back to some more Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. So this is part 2 of our medieval mini-series that we've been doing, and we're going to leave off with King Brodderick, because what he's just done, he's just defeated the Golden Knight on the beach. The video is going to be in the description for part 1 if you did miss it, because the two videos are going to link together. And then after his epic victory, King Brodderick has marched his men, the remainder of his men, which is around, let's have a look, 1 plus 2, so around 3,000 spearmen, 10 catapults, and around 800 archers. He's marched them all right over to these bridges, and he means to go and get the gold and steal and plunder all of the temples, the one on top of the mountain in particular. But there's one thing that lies in his way, which is the skeleton army. So I'm finding it really hard to get my words out today. And he doesn't seem to realise it on the right hand side, because they've got to make their way up the mountain. But on the left hand side, the skeletons are waiting for them. So the army is going to approach from 2 angles if we look here. And we can see that on the right hand side, they're going to be coming over a huge bridge. And on the left hand side, they're going to be coming over a smaller bridge. But the skeletons are going to try and stop them on the bridge. I have no idea how this is going to play out, and my phone just went off for some strange reason. But we're going to press the start button and see how we can fend off against this 12,000 skeleton army. Did I say 12? 14,000 skeletons. That's going to be crazy. So here we are. Here's King Brodderick in all his glory with his lovely armour. He looks very different from his army of spearmen that we saw in episode 1. Like I say, it's going to be in the description if you did miss episode 1. And we're going to be watching these guys climb this huge mountain, and you can see in the distance over there loads of skeletons. I will go over to them in a minute and show you guys, but there is a lot of them. Like I say, 14,000 to be exact. And over here we have his other half of the army, which will be encountering these skeletons just opposite the bridge. And I think there's around 2,000 of them here. Let's have a little look at them. They look really cool. I love the look of these dudes. Kind of reminds me of The Mummy Returns or something like that. A really good movie. So I think without further ado, we're going to start this battle. But before we do, I did say I was going to go to the top of this mountain and have a look at how many skeletons are up against. So we can see here that they've kind of split themselves up all around the mountain, especially right here. And that's 12,000. God, I just spat everywhere then when I said that. 12,000 skeletons. And there's the huge Aztec temple, which has like the gold and stuff in. So that's what the skeletons are going to be defending. So this is going to be a really interesting battle. And do let me know in the comments what you want to see next, because Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator has a ton of mods for it. I mean, we can do all sorts. We can do Star Wars. I've said this before, I think. But we can do all sorts. I mean, I think I want to do something with the Lizard Army, with the Lizard King. Something like that. That might be cool. And maybe we could go futuristic. We could even bring Godzilla into the mix. So spam away in the comments section and tell me what you guys want to see. So here we go. Press the K button to start. So King Brodderick and his scout force right in front are going to lead their way up the mountain. I don't know why I said mounting, it's a mountain. And then the charge is going to start on this bridge, where hopefully the spearmen are going to make a spear wall and stop these skeletons from getting across. Look at that. The pathing is a bit dodgy on this map because of how many obstacles are around. But these skeletons, do you think they stand a chance? It's going to be really interesting to see how well they do against this this Spartan wall right here. Because that's kind of what it reminds me of. It's like a Hot Gates scenario. Let's have a look over here. We can see the remainder of the spearman force. And they're going to encounter this huge sea of skeletons which are coming down this mountain. So let's have a look up here. Look at that. There's so many of them. God, you guys have got to get this game. Links going in the description to buy this game. Definitely recommend it. Such a cool game. It's got like that Total War feel to it, but at the same time, every guy's got his own path. They're all doing something individual. Look at that. So I think this is where the main fight's going to be. And you can see the constant resupply of soldiers coming over the bridge. No idea where King Brodderick is, but he has a lot of life, so I am hoping that he stays alive throughout this, because it'd be nice to see a part 3 of this, especially if they do obtain the gold. But who knows who's going to win. Let me know in the comments who you think will win this battle. Got some soldiers right down here a bit confused, a bit dazed. Look at the fighting, look. I think we can drop in and play some of the characters, but I'm going to watch them for the majority of the video. Because it's so much cooler. You can just see the shade of blue and the shade of grey. Let's see how well they're doing on the bridge down there. It's going to be really hard for those catapults to get into action because they were stuck on top of a rock, I think. Archers are doing really well. Like I say, no idea how they're going to kill these skeletons. Maybe they're going to land a crack shot on their spine or something and just crumble them. And apparently skeletons bleed. See, there's no morale for a skeleton, so they will fight to the last man. Or the last skeleton. These could either be men or women, who knows. So we can call this an epic bridge battle. Look at the size of that mountain. I do apologise if I'm a bit quieter in this video, but I need to get a new mic. I don't earn a lot of money from doing this, you see. So if anybody does want to follow me on Patreon and support this channel, there will be a link in the description also. There's King Brodderick. He's leading the way after a fierce battle just the day before. Skeletons are really resupplying them though. They've got an endless supply of reinforcements. But the spear wall will not fall. Look at that. Again with the spearmen, they're just reinforcing their ranks with more spearmen. Just a handful of archers supporting them as well. I guess the cool thing is that the spearmen have the lower ground, which means that the weight of the skeletons will just fall on their spears, pushing them into them. So cool. Better than any Total War game, definitely. So they've formed a kind of wall, if you ask me. What on earth? Whoa. That's a lot of skellies. There has been a fight up here. No, there hasn't. I just saw a shade. I thought there was a fight up there as well. But they are not letting them through. Let's have a look. Their ranks are getting very thin. Very thin. They might actually break through their lines right here. If they do, they'll be straight onto this bridge over here, which has a lot of troops on. So we're looking at a couple of thousand men over here as well. They need more discipline though. Need to get them across this bridge faster. This is an epic battle. Sorry, I'm getting really excited. I love this game. Let's have a look at the thing over here. Do let me know if I'm being too speedy, if you guys want me to hold the camera position. Oh, they have defeated the skeletons on this side. So that means if they can bring some troops around the beach over here. Oh, there's one there. Let's see how well he does. He didn't do very well, did he? Let's have a look around here. So if they can climb up here. Oh, there's one guy. Oh no, there's a few of them over here. So they can reinforce the lines over here if they make their way up the beach. I guess King Brodderick didn't know how many skeletons were coming from which direction. So he focused his main force on this area, which I think was the best decision. Now it's getting a little bit dark now. So we're going to zoom in as far as we can. So every time the line thins just slightly, they reinforce with more troops. Quite a good strategy. Kind of like the wave strategy, kind of like bringing troops in as they need them, rather than exhausting them all at once. They've got to watch their flanks over here though. Could you just, you could imagine like how exhausted you would be on this front line. This constant supply of skeletons. Look at them all. The undead army. Maybe you guys could come up with some sort of curse for why they're on the island to begin with. And they broke through the centre. This is not good for King Brodderick, who I believe is still on the front line. He's overrun. The king is overrun. I wonder if we can bring him back to the front. Let's try playing as him. There we go. He's got... oh, he's not got much life either. I'm going to fight my way back to the front. I think the king is going to die. He gives 200 damage. I'm just going to try and get him back to his lines before he dies. Come on, Brodderick. You can do this. Come on, good old King Brod. And this is it. He's going to have to give his speech. Don't give up, men. No. Long live the king. And Brodderick has fallen. Good old Brodderick is gone. We're going to have to elect a new commander now of the army. That's if they survive. These guys are running to their positions like, no, the king. They killed the king. And now the skeletons are breaking through their right flank. Still thousands of them left. But they still have a chance if they hold them at the bridge. And if the other half of the army can make their way on their flanks. Which they do seem to be doing very slowly. Like I said, I do apologise about the lighting. There's not much I can do about it though. These guys are slowly making their way up the mountain now. Coming to reinforce the front lines. They have no idea their king is dead though. Encountering some skeletons on the on this ridge right here, which is not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. So the skeletons have sent out scout parties to intercept their reinforcing lines. Archers still being very effective. And here comes the remainder of the skeleton army. Thousands of them. In fact, we can actually check how many of them are left. There's 3,722 skeletons remaining. And there's just a little bit over 1,000. No, just a little bit over 2,000 spearmen, I believe. If you add them on. No, 1991, 1989. So just a little under 2,000. We'll go back in cinematic mode. Here they come. Hopefully the archers will do a lot more damage now. Fighting through the night. There's a lot of men on the bridge though. A lot of men. Catapult as well. This could be good. This could be really good. Let's have a little look at what they're facing off. Oh, here they come. And this is where the battle for the bridge. This is where the battle for the bridge happens. Look at that. You can see the rest of the army in the distance over there, look. Making their way up the mountain. I don't think the skeletons are going to be splitting their forces, are they? And they are, no they are. They're splitting their forces. It's very dark, so it's really hard to see. But again, there's a lot of spearmen over here, so they might be able to stop them on this ridge. But they've really stopped them from pinning them down on this bridge. At least they've split their forces very slightly, which it doesn't seem to matter. Not one bit. They've got thousands of skeletons right on the mountainside, and they're just crawling down this mountain like ants on an anthill. And there's the huge battlefield from where the King Brodderick and his men fall. That's some bright water. Let's go to the front line. I'll zoom in as far as I can just so you can see the action. Oh, look at that. Now this could be a win for the spearmen and the humans. I tell you something, what if, here's a scenario for you all, what if they do make it, they can take King Brodderick's body up to the Aztec temple and resurrect him. That would be pretty neat. But then again, I have no idea who is going to win this battle. So whatever the outcome is, just similar to my Army Men of War series, will affect what happens in the next video. But there's thousands of them. There's literally no stopping this army. These brave soldiers on the front line. It's so dark. But let's have a little look at what we're up against here. You can just see all of the helmets. Look at that. You could literally not count them. There's that many of them. Archers still doing their bit. Gotta be careful not to hit their own troops though. And I think with this little funnel on the bridge, they might be able to hold them off. Because they seem to have a lot of men. Keeping their reserves. A bit like the hot gates. What we're going to do is let's speed the battle up very slightly. So we're going to knock the time scale up. We're going to see who wins. Oh, we're going to win slow motion. Let's do this. So now they're going to go really fast. Oh god! Now this will tell us who's going to win now. We're going to see who wins this battle. I did not know you could speed it up like that. That's so cool. Look how fast they're shooting the arrows. And they're still coming down the mountain. They'll be coming down the mountain when they come. That's a song I used to sing when I was a kid. Oh look, the bodies are piling up. They're now fighting on the bodies. Building that huge skeleton wall. They're climbing. They're literally climbing the dead. This is so cool. I wonder if we can speed it up even more. We can. What? This is insane. Let's see how well they're doing over here as well. Not too sure if the spearmen have actually been defeated over here. We're definitely going to see now though, especially now we're in fast mode. Nope, they're still fighting on this ridge. I do wish it could go a bit lighter. They sound like little midgets. Some archers as well. We've got a lot of reinforcements over here. We could actually win this battle still. We're going to go back to the bridge because that's the main attraction, I think. And it's just getting worse. Look at that. They're actually climbing. Sort of a Les Miserables sort of thing here. To the barricades. This is crazy. All the arrows as well. They're not giving up. Look, it's just getting higher and higher. And it's actually becoming daytime now as well. Wow, look at that. That's crazy. I can't get over how big this mound of troops is. It's getting sky high. It's like the spearmen are using their own dead. Oh, there's the sun. The sun's here. I wonder if the curse will break and they'll all shrivel up or something. That'd be pretty cool. We've actually fought for a whole 24 hours. Or 12 hours, something like that anyway. We've nearly depleted the whole army. Good God, man. We'll go back into normal mode now. Let's go back to normal speed. There we go. Now we're back at normal. Wow. And now we're actually pushing them back. These brave souls. So it's now morning. The infantry have made this huge pile of bodies, and they're pushing the skeletons way back. Way back. I mean, look at the dead. Look how many dead skeletons there are. I mean, they'd make an absolute killing in tin. They'd corner the stock market. We're going to take all of the hats and swords. Well, the swords are made of steel. You can look at all the bodies here as well. So many. Oh, I forgot about these guys over here. Let's see how well these dudes are doing. Still fighting for this ridge. But hopefully now, with that side taken on the bridge, they might be able to take these guys from behind. In a very good way. Not like that. Wink wink. There we go. The captain's like, check the dead. Could you imagine how many wounded there'd be? Look at that huge stack of infantry. I've got to get a screenshot of that. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Look at that. I didn't even know it did that. Whoa. So now the infantry can make their way over to the back of the skeletons and take them from the rear. Again, not like that. Keep realising what I'm saying. You can take everything I'm saying out of context. Again, another pile of dead spearmen right there, and skeletons. I think these guys are going to move up. Or not. No, I think these guys are just checking the dead. Making sure that everyone is dead. Look at that. That is so friggin' cool. Can't believe that. Look at that. That's insane. So I think we'll fast forward it again and see what they do. Let's see if they actually do come behind the skellies over here. Unless the spearmen over here will take... They're going to take them. There's enough skellies over here to... not enough skellies, enough spearmen over here to take the skellies already. Let alone the ton of reinforcements over there. And if we look at the analytics, right... I don't know, the analytics right here, we can see that there is only 200 skellies remaining, with a further 1,740 humans. Well, 1,739 now. But what an epic victory. You can't get any better than that. That was so cool. Look at all the bodies. That is probably one of the best battles I've ever had on this game. And I've not had that many battles on this game, to be honest. I think we need to start playing this more. So, like I say, do hit that like button. Also subscribe, join the Mighty Nation, and tell me what you want to see more out of this game, because, like I say, we could do anything, and we can start another mini-series if you want. I mean, do you guys fancy some lasers? You fancy modding? Godzilla? I'm hoping that someone does do like some apes and stuff, because I watched War of the Planet of the Apes yesterday, and I thought that would be a really cool scenario, even for Men of War as well. So I'm thinking this between episodes of Army Men of War, maybe try and bring the Fallout 3 series back for Men of War as well, for Call to Arms. But it's just getting it working again, because I don't think it's compatible with the current version. But yeah, I think that's a really good battle. Tell me what you want to see in the next episode. Like, subscribe to the Mighty Nation, and I will see you all in the next one.